Hey guys, so some of you may have noticed from our previous videos, we may have made it seem that Vancouver is so much better than Toronto. However, it's not always fun in games here.
So today we're going to talk about 5 difficulties we experienced on a weekly basis while living in Vancouver. Some of these you may find not apply to you guys if you are traveling to Vancouver, but nonetheless, let's get into number 1, snow.
So the first difficulty of Vancouver is definitely the rain and the snow. So you guys probably heard us talk about how the rain doesn't really stop anyone here from continuing their everyday activities, but however at some point it does become pretty excessive. Especially during the winter time, Vancouver could rain for up to several days or even up to weeks, and it could definitely mess up your original plans that you had. And it could definitely mess up your original plans. Also, it doesn't really snow that much here in Vancouver. However, when it does, the entire city pretty much shuts down. No one really expects it, and all the traffic lights stop working. People don't really know how to drive in the snow. The transit gets delayed by like 30 minutes to an hour. These are all from my personal experiences, so just make sure to plan ahead if you decide to come to Vancouver while it's snowing.
Number 2 is the cyclists and pedestrians while you're driving. If you're just visiting here and you're not driving, you may not experience this, but having lived here for so many years and driving for so many years, you kind of realize that some pedestrians and cyclists are pretty entitled. Sometimes they don't follow traffic laws, so if they're cycling beside you on the street, they might just run a red light, or they won't let pedestrians go, or they'll cut you off and expect you to let them go just because they're on the bike and you're not allowed to hit them. That same thing goes for pedestrians. Especially in downtown Vancouver, people cross the street whenever they want. They'll do whatever they want. They'll like to be red for them. You know, the hand, that red hand. No, stop. But they'll cross the street whenever they want just because they know a car can't hit them. If you hit them, it's still your fault, which gets pretty annoying. Jaywalking is a really big thing in Vancouver. Same for Toronto, a lot of places. It just gets pretty annoying if you're driving.
The third difficulty for Vancouver is that everything closes very early. So stuff like malls, restaurants, or even some of the public parks in Vancouver, they all close fairly early at around 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So if you're the type to go out at night and just kind of go for a walk or a drive, anything like that, a lot of the public spaces are closed. Of course, there's always those nightclubs, those fast food restaurants like McDonald's or Burger King or sometimes Tim Hortons that are open pretty much 24 hours every single day. Just don't expect to have a lot to do late at night.
Alright, number 4 is a ban on public events. Well, it's not really a ban, it's more like super strict rules. Ever since the 2011 Stanley Cup Finals of Game 7 where the Canucks lost and there's like a huge riot, I'm pretty sure everyone's heard about it, and that's what we get made fun of all the time. There's been super strict laws about having public sporting events for big games. So for example, just recently in Toronto, you know, when the Raptors won the finals, there's been showings outside the arenas, and even other places for smaller games, there's showings outside the arena. So if you come here, don't expect to have one of those big gatherings for big sporting events. Sometimes it could be other things such as concerts and stuff. There's been super strict rules. So it kind of sucks here, but that's how it is, especially after the riot. And that's how it's gonna be from now on, I guess. However, with that being said, there are still lots of things going on outside in the public, such as drive-in theaters, public music performances, live performances. It's just that sometimes the rules are more strict than other places.
Last but not least, the last difficulty for Vancouver is the amount of money you're going to be spending here, whether you're traveling or just living here. The city of Vancouver is actually really fun if you have the money for it due to the really high gas prices, the housing prices. A lot of the stores are more expensive than other places, and a lot of the activities are also pretty expensive, such as whale watching, rock climbing, stuff like that. Also, there are not as many job opportunities compared to Toronto or other cities around the world. Vancouver is more of like a city for you guys to basically come here and settle down, or to just come by for a quick week trip.
So this wraps up the video, and as you guys watch, Vancouver isn't always as fun as we make it seem. Of course, it's still a fun city, and we do believe that the positives outweigh the negatives, and it's still an amazing city to come live in or even to come visit. So keep commenting, liking, sharing to other people, subscribing if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next week.
Nice.
Okay, the thing I want to ask you was, how do you say O-U-R?
Hour?
Hour, right? Like, it's like hour, like the hour,
yeah.
like H-O-U-R, right?
Yeah.
But isn't there people that say R? Like, it's like A-R-E. Like, is it like, let's say house, like our house, okay? You say our house, or is it our house?
I say our house.
Our house, right?
Yeah.
But then it doesn't sound that weird to say our house.
Oh, fucking no.
Because R is like A-R-E, but
yeah.
then some people say R, like, this is ours. Because ours is like ours, but you don't say this. Some people don't say this is ours. It's like a donut and donuts thing again. I was thinking about that all last night, dude.